Welcome everyone. This is Jeremy and Steve from Boosted Reality. We're going to give you a full playthrough of one game of Rift Zone Contact, and our hope is that we're going to share some of the deeper strategy and ideas that you can be thinking about while you're playing a game, and also show you how much fun it is to play. So for this game, we're going to play the victory condition of King of the Mountain. That means that I'm going to pick a territory and Steve and I are going to try to conquer that territory. So the victory condition is only one of us is in the territory at the end of 2 consecutive rounds. I'm going to set our team type to faction. That's going to restrict the units that we can choose from when we are drafting units into our army to just be the faction that we chose. And I'm going to set our point total to 550. That means that as we're drafting our units, we cannot draft any more than 550 points of units. So I'm creating the room, selecting my color, selecting my faction, and then at the top right you can see my room code, and there's a share button, so I could share it with Steve over text or airdrop or any kind of share widget if I wanted to, or since we're in the same room, I can do the magical thing of, hey Steve, the room code is demo.
Fantastic, thank you Jeremy. I'm going to join the room, pick a color that I like. I like one that contrasts nicely with my red Scryox, and my faction, Scryox of course. And now we can see that we're in the room together, and we can start to recruit our armies. Up at the top you can see the fact that it's a faction battle and that King of the Mountain is the victory condition. I'm going to add some units here. I think what I'm going to pick is Dar Hasp, who is a Reaper, fast-moving light cavalry type unit, and Dar Trill, who is another one of those. And notice that I picked them both at trained level. That means they're a little more robust than if they were just recruits. They have a few more hit points, a little better evasion, a little better accuracy. I'm also going to pick Vilgras, who is a Stalker. If you look at the information on my screen here, you can see this Stalker has some pretty amazing weapons, like his piercing legs, his plasma cannon, which has got a tremendous range, and then nanite projectors, which can cover an area with corrosive nanites that can do damage to opponents over time. And then last but not least, I think I'm going to pick a Scarab. Those are good, hardy, I kind of think of them as heavy infantry units. So we'll pick Etratus. And I'm going to pick Pinot, who is a Swarm. And the Swarms are interesting units. They have some special abilities. They can actually blind enemy units when they get close enough with their nanite spray. As well as do damage over time. And they also can move across the battlefield very quickly because they can fly. So I'm going to confirm my army here. We'll talk more about what each unit can do as we play. Jeremy is preparing the battlefield.
All right, so I've actually selected a bunch of units while Steve was talking. I picked a Sting because it can use its special ability of embed and not get moved around just in case he tries to use one of the Scryox faction abilities, as they often can move units around on the battlefield. I've picked a couple of Excaliburs, Mallory and Arthur, and I've enhanced them a little bit to give them a longer range shocking weapon. So they've got a lightning spear instead of a lightning sword. That'll give me some range. And I've picked 2 Space Rangers, Alice and Bob, and equipped them. And at the last minute I decided I wanted to give them thermal grenades, but now you can see at the top I've got too many points. So I need to reconfigure to lower the number of points that I have for both Alice and Bob, and I can do that by changing the rank that I am adding them to the battlefield. So you can go up in levels and select your rank abilities and rank armors, but you can always go in at a lower rank than you need to. So that's my draft, 550 points. Confirming that.
And this is all obviously about maintaining game balance, because if you and I are playing 500-point armies, Jeremy, we want that to be a fair fight.
I just made a quick mistake because for whatever reason my math was wrong. So I'm making some changes that I'm not telling Steve about, so he can still worry.
That's true, but at least the app keeps you honest.
The app will keep me honest, but I don't have to tell Steve everything. Now I'm preparing the battlefield, which means the first thing I do is I find the table. Nice flat table with all the tiles. I find one anchor close to me. That means that's where the origin of the board is. And then for convenience, I'm going to use the other anchor as well, because that one's going to be closer to Steve on the other side of the table.
Very gentlemanly of you.
And now I'm scanning for the terrain. You can see some of them are just popping into place as I move the camera around. Sometimes moving in and out helps a little bit. And there's the Skryox colony. That's a building you can't move in and out of. We've got our alien ruins here with their special effect of strange healing and forcing you to a passive state where you can't attack. Our basalt formations give you a height advantage on accuracy and give you plenty of rocky things to hide from. Our fungal forests give you enhanced evasion, but also reduce accuracy going in and out. And then the UEDF colony as another building. So there we go.
And of course, this is one of my favorite parts here. I'm looking at the battlefield, and when I look at the anchor here, all of that scanning brings the battlefield to life, and I can see everything that Jeremy has added in terms of terrain.
So I selected that alien ruin as the mountain that we're going after because I just find it fun that you have to sit there for 2 rounds, but you can't attack while you're sitting there. So it gives a little bit of an extra strategic thinking. And I got to go first, randomly selected. Steve, I think for a gentleman's game, even though Skirmish doesn't force us to pick starting tiles, why don't you start in one corner and I'll start in the other?
That sounds good. So I'll start right over here in this corner, and Jeremy will start over there in the opposite corner. It gives us equal access to the goal line.
Now I'm going to start with my sting. I'm going to put it as close to this mountain as possible because I really want to take the mountain. And I have turned off the rendering of unit 3D models because we're playing with real figures. So you can see that I've now placed my sting right where I told it I was going to place it. And now it is Steve's turn.
Yeah, and I'm going to do the same thing with my stalker here. Placing it right on the corner of my fungal forest.
And we'll just keep taking turns. And that's why you don't always have to pick starting tiles. Sometimes you can just take turns and you watch somebody drop a big unit and then you respond to it. So it kind of extends the strategy of the game a little bit.
In a campaign game, of course, your unit starting tiles are defined. So that's a unique piece of that because each campaign level has certain restrictions about where you can start and what the objectives are of that level. And that's all described in the campaign descriptions as you set the game up. It's quite a formidable army you have over there.
Oh yeah. UEDF does not shirk duty.
Absolutely not. Okay, and we'll let me overlap units. This brings up a good strategy, which is sometimes you can build a wall of units to prevent your enemy from moving forward. Unless that enemy can fly, of course.
All right, I've placed all of my units. I think Steve has one more.
There we go. And now we're all in the battlefield, and we can see the start game. It gives us a summary of all the units that are fighting, what the battle type is, and what the victory condition is. So we have no excuses.
All right, so I get to go first since Steve was the last to place a unit. And I'm going to start with my sting. And I'm going to move over here onto these basalt formations. And you can see that above my sting, you can now see an icon that represents the applied effects of the basalt formation. And that does two things. One, it gives me enhanced accuracy when I'm shooting out of it, but it also gives me extra evasion if I wanted it. And then I'm going to use the special ability of the sting, which allows it to embed. And you see that applied a bunch of new effects as well. So now the sting has enhanced accuracy because it's steadied itself. It's got some damage reduction because it's embedded behind the rocks. And it's got anchors that are holding it in place, so no other unit could move it until it unanchors itself. And I've got 2 action points left, but I'm going to save them because Steve is way over there, nowhere near in range, so I'm going to end my turn.
Okay, and then I'm going to take my move as well here. I think what I'll do is I'll move. I really need to get my heavier units out of the way here. Even though they're slower moving, they're blocking the movement of my lighter units. And I can check the range of weapons. One nice thing is I can actually see the range of various weapons I have, and I can see that all of Jeremy's units are currently out of range. So he may move within range and try and attack me, but at least for now there's not much I could do to affect him with this unit at least.
All right, my turn. And let's see, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I think I'm going to move my Excalibur over there. And right now, I'm worried that I might be in range of the plasma cannon of his stalker there. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to use my thrusters and move so that the mountain is between me and him. There we go.
Alright, that seems like a good decision.
And that, as they say, is that. I'll save the rest of my action points, and then I will remember to move my figure right to where I put it.
Okay. And as Jeremy pointed out, my stalker is not going to get a clear shot at him because of this mountain. Over here and see, do I have a clear shot at anybody? The stalker has an amazing range, so I could try and hit this sting, but you'll see, because I'm shooting through a bunch of forest, because he's up on a mountain, my chance of hitting him is pretty low, only 32%. So I'm better off saving my action points and using them when I have a clear shot. So I'm going to continue to bide my time here a little bit. Some units, like the Stalker, can actually store up a fair number of action points, significantly more than their starting number. Some units, they get only their starting number back for the total they can hold, like a Space Ranger. And for them, it's very important to think about how they're going to use them each turn, because throwing away action points is a good way to lose the game.
So here's an interesting thing that is probably worth mentioning. Steve mentioned earlier that one unit can't move through the space of another unit, which is true whether they're your units or somebody else's. So I'm in a little bit of a situation here because I've got my Excalibur Arthur and I want to get him over onto the mountain, but I accidentally placed Bob right in front of him, right? So I can't walk over Bob. I could go around Bob, but that's going to waste movement. Or I could choose to move Bob first, but I don't want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my thrusters, and the thrusters are flying. So that means I can actually jump over Bob. And there we go.
Very nice.
And doing that, I now still have my full movement. So now I use my ability and then I use my move. And that's going to get me to where I wanted to go, which is right on the edge of these mountains, ready to shoot anything that comes within range next round. And I have used up 1 action point. I know that I'm going to recharge 3, so I'll be good.
So Jeremy's doing a great job getting some cover up on this ridge line here and in place to attack me from a height advantage. There's a few things I can do to try and make that hard for him. One is my Reaper is quite good at moving as well. Can cover a lot of ground. And I think if I'm smart, I can actually do a similar trick, which is use an ability called tail thrust to get up on this hilltop.
Well, see, Steve, I was expecting you to use your tail thrust to move into the alien ruins and hold on to that mountain.
Yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to take a shot at you here. My chance of hitting is pretty good, 90%. You're just in range. I'm not going to do a lot of damage, but it wouldn't hurt to start whittling away at some of these heavy mech units.
Well, so you can see I don't have any weapon that can counterattack, so nicely the game is just only showing me actions that I can do. I can evade by spending an action point. My base evade is 50%, and I've got a bonus for being on those basalt formations of 30%. So I could evade up to 80% of the damage, and I think that's totally worth spending an action point.
All right, not bad.
Yeah, 18%. I'll take that.
Yeah, I just scratched the paint on that beautiful Excalibur.
Good thing I haven't painted it yet.
And you can see that there's one little chiclet missing from the health bar on this. So I don't have to keep track in my head. I can just take a look at each unit and get a sense of how they're doing.
So full move plus spending an action point. And I'm going to go ahead and move Alice here.
Very
so that
nice.
she is ready for anything.
Okay. I wish I could be ready for anything. It's a lot of things to be ready for. So I think I'm going to be predictable, just like you thought, and move myself into this tile here. And what you'll see as I move in is I have now claimed the tile for this round, unless Jeremy gets a unit in to prevent me from doing that. And I need to be in the tile alone at the end of each round in order to get basically a point. I need to do that 2 consecutive turns. So fingers crossed I can get away with this. I don't remember now. I should have taken a little more inventory of what Jeremy has on the battlefield here. He's got Bob still, who could come in and ruin my plan.
So Bob is going to do the same thing that Alice did. Use the power jump. But Bob is going to do 1 additional power jump. Oh, no, not 1 additional. 1 additional won't get me there either. So actually, you know what? I think Bob is going to stay put, because I know Steve just needs to be in there 2 rounds. So I can let him have this round, make him feel better. And,
it's awfully generous of you, Jeremy. I mean, you know, I do like to hold on to these territories as much as I can. Okay, and now I think it's time to get my swarm drone into the action. I can see that Jeremy has used all his units. If there's a dotted line around your unit, that means it's moved this turn. If there isn't, then you know that it's still got opportunity to take action. And I really want to get this swarm drone into a position where it can have some effect on the battle. Unfortunately, its weapons are very, very close up. And at the end of the round, you'll see that we get a round summary, which talks about the number of regained action points and whether there's any particular effects. And in this case, there's a strange healing effect inside the ruins that can heal one of my damaged units. Dartrill. He's looking pretty healthy right now.
So let's see, who do we have? We have... Okay, so we've got Dartrill here in the ruins. I think we need to fix that. So what we're going to do is, first thing, so you'll notice I moved Mallory so that she's just outside the ruins. The reason why is because I'm going to spend a little bit of time doing some damage to Dartrill. I know Dartrill can't counterattack because Dartrill's in the ruins.
So I'm evading. So the only thing I can do.
And because I saved up action points, I get to attack twice.
And
miss twice.
Again. So let's check. I can actually take a look and see. Actually, Mallory had a 93% chance to hit, although attacking from the forest is a little risky. And rolled a 97. So that explains why Mallory didn't actually get to hit me there.
Even sure shots can sometimes fail. But what I did do is I moved into the alien ruins, and now you can see that
it's contested again. Okay. And now I'm going to move my swarm drones. As I mentioned, they have a special ability. And hopefully I'm in range here for my special ability to take effect. It looks like I am. So this is called the nanite fog. If you take a look, you can see that it does infection, which means damage over time, but also blinding, which is super helpful for me because I really want to make sure that these two units have reduced accuracy. So
you can see the red cone is showing you the area of effect, and he's going to attempt to spray both Arthur and Bilbo, which is just rude.
Which I did do, which I can't tell you how pleased I am. But now the question is, do I stay here or do I take off? And I think the smart thing to do is to take off. So I'm going to lift myself up and fly off into the forest, hoping that I can hide here and avoid any repercussions for that very rash maneuver of mine.
Indeed. So I can choose to go take on his other units, or I could choose to try to take out Pino. I think in this case, I'm headed in this direction.
All right.
And I'm going to use a special ability of the Excalibur to enhance my targeting, since I know that blinded is going to cause me some issues. So I can spend an action point to at least counteract that a little bit. And then let's see what we can do to get rid of Dartrill.
Oh dear. Poor Dartrill. Too pacifistic to fight back.
Alright, so I want to see the battle details on this since it'll be educational. So my base accuracy was 98%, which once you factor in the polynomial equation for accuracy drop-off for the Claymore Gatling, brings it down to 90%. And then you can see the applied effects came out to 90%, which is the enhanced accuracy and the blindness canceling each other out. So not too bad. Dartrill tried to evade, but rolled okay.
Okay.
He evaded 34%.
Managed to survive. That's not the worst thing.
And that ends my turn.
Okay. Well, now I have some choices to make. I think what I want to do is to get some value out of Dartrill here. So I think Dartrill is going to Now the question is, has Jeremy used up all of his action points or not? Hard to know, really. So I think what I'll do instead is I'm going to move over here. And one of my attacks is a spray attack. And the nice thing about a spray attack is I can, as you can see, hit multiple targets. And while their targets can evade, they in fact they get a free evade when you spray attack them. They're not able to counterattack. And I really don't want Dartrill to take any unnecessary damage here if I can avoid it. So I'm going to attack. And you can see I've sprayed both Alice and Bob with these nanites that do a little bit of initial damage, but more importantly do damage over time.
And that damage stacks, so if he wanted to spray them again, that would be... Well, you just barely made it back into the ruins.
Yes, just barely.
But the Space Ranger has its own spray type attack.
Oh no!
Which is the flamethrower.
That's not good. Ouch!
So you evaded a lot of that initial, but now you were burning.
But now you can see the effects on these units. You can see that Dartrill is on fire, Alice and Bob are under some corrosive effects. I'm going to move Darhasp across here. There. And then I'm going to take a quick pot shot at Mallory.
Well, Mallory still has action points, so she's going to try to evade that.
Sure,
wow.
That was not ideal.
Yeah, that was not the evade I was looking for.
And then I'm going to move myself in here as well. And I think what I want to do is move myself right there. Oh. Okay.
All right, the other thing that Rangers can do, and this is why I wanted to spend a few extra points, is I wanted to equip the thermal grenade, which I can target both Dartrill and Darhasp.
Ouch!
All right, now what you see is it says misredirected. What that means is due to the accuracy, I didn't throw quite accurately enough, but it's a grenade, so it landed somewhere. And fortunately for me, it landed in a spot that was still going to hit both of them and not hit Mallory. That was a real risk. I could have hit Mallory by doing that. And you can see I had aimed in one spot and it missed by just a little bit. But now you can see that Dartrill at least is burning ×2. Which will be nice at the end of round when end of round damage is applied.
All right. And then I have, let's see, so Jeremy still has Bilbo, which is a little problematic. That's a very heavy unit. So I'm going to move up to this hilltop with Etratos. And since I've been saving action points with Etratos, I have 5 action points. I'm actually able to attack a couple times here. So I'm going to attack Mallory twice.
And you know Steve has been counting and knows that Mallory has no more action points.
That's right.
So just taking a plasma cannon to the back.
And I destroyed Mallory's enhanced target acquisition.
Ouch.
That is one of the things in the game, is that units can have systems destroyed, even their movement, which can put them at a big disadvantage. The other interesting thing about that is that there are units like the Scalpel and the Nexus that can repair units that have been damaged. And here you can see Mallory's movement is also damaged.
Yeah, so Mallory is just going to occupy the alien ruins and not much else. And also you can see Mallory's health bar is down to one little chicklet. So that means that the health bar is percentage, so that means that Mallory has 10% of her original health. What I can do as the owner, I can actually go into the unit details and select Mallory's information, and I can see that Mallory's health is, well, you can read it. I'm not going to tell Steve. But Mallory has a malady.
That's terrible, Jeremy.
But time for the revenge of Bilbo.
Okay, and this thing has been building up action points. So
I've got some choices. I've got my, you can see right next to each other, I've got my dual Gatling guns that cost me 2 action points and have a base damage of 400. Or I've got my autocannon with a cost of 3 action points and a base damage of 350. So since I've got 5, I could either fire my dual Gatlings twice or the autocannon once. The autocannon also has a much longer range, but it turns out that Darhasp and Dartrill are both within range.
Uh-oh.
So at 68% accuracy for Dartrill, I'm going to risk it. Because if I can take out Dartrill...
And Dartrill has used up all their action points. Oh, that hurts.
Oh, and I missed. Firing through all of that forest is an issue. I think
that is a close call for me.
I think at some point I might want to move Bilbo over so that he's got a better angle into those alien ruins, not going through the forest. But for now, we're going to end turn.
And you can see that Bilbo also has greater accuracy because they're embedded. That's one of the other advantages of that. So lurking in the background has been Vilgras, my stalker. And stalkers are extremely devastating units.
I have a feeling Mallory is not going to survive.
Although they have a little bit of a glass jaw, but with 100% accuracy, I feel pretty confident that Mallory's in big trouble.
Yeah, and Mallory has no action points left. And you all saw that Mallory had 17 hit points left. So, taking no action, taking all of that, yeah. Unsurprisingly, poor Mallory
is destroyed. And I have action points left. I feel like the right thing to do with them is take a shot. Since I have a pretty clear shot at Arthur, just take a shot at Arthur. So I'm going to do that right now and see if I can do some damage to this other mech.
So Arthur, on the other hand, could evade. With an evade of 50%, I could evade up to 50% of the damage. And that plasma cannon is brutal. Or I could shoot back with an accuracy of 76%. So I think...
Feeling lucky, Jeremy?
I think I'm going to evade.
Apparently not. Well, a good thing you did, because that would have been 436 points of damage.
Yeah. Well, slightly less than that. The Excalibur does have a 30% thermal resistance to its armor.
That's true. That's true.
But that 40% evade was super useful.
But the one most important thing I want to point out right now is that, once again, I own the mountain at the end of the turn. And it looks like Jeremy has used all his units. So if I've calculated this correctly, well, apparently I didn't calculate it correctly.
No, that was only one round, because remember I had had Mallory in there.
Oh no!
Mallory was in there.
I got so confident, Jeremy.
Yeah.
How did that happen? I'm going to pay the price for my hubris.
That's right. I'm trying to place this thermal grenade so that even if I miss, I'm not going to hit myself. I think I'm going to do it more like that.
Ouch!
Okay.
So I'm definitely, these units, you can see that the burning effects are stacking up on them. That's not great for Dartrill and Darhasp.
And let's move in, which is going to do two things. One, I'm going to block Darhasp's easy exit, force it to spend a little bit more movement if it wants to get out and attack. And the mountain is now contested again.
So the good news is, because Jeremy chose to use his action points over there, he still has Arthur a little exposed over here. So I'm going to take another shot before Arthur can recover, maybe stagger into those alien ruins.
Well, the healing for the alien ruins only happens at the end of the round, so
Arthur's looking a little rough now.
Arthur is unhappy.
And
I can actually tap on Arthur to select him, and then also look at the unit details, and I can see Arthur is unhappy. What I'm going to do...
And of course, I can always look over here at all my units and see how they're doing. I can look at them and see what effects are on them.
Arthur is going to come over here and say hi to Itratos. And by hi, I mean a lightning sword.
Ouch. And I really want to do some damage here to this unit. I think that's the... well, let's see. I think that's the right answer. So I'm going to spray Arthur.
And the spray killed me, but I did manage
to destroy my nanite projectors in the process. So that's not great for me. Well done.
And you're shocked.
And I'm shocked, which means that I'll regenerate one less action point for a couple turns.
Fewer.
Thank you. Oh, you'll pay for that.
Yeah. Don't go up against Steve when grammar is on the line. Better evade that.
Yes.
Poor little Space Ranger. Okay, you destroyed my rifle, but you didn't destroy me.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, so we've got Dartrill that's got 3 little chiclets, and Darhasp that has, looks like 9. I don't remember off the top of my head what their full health is, but I do know that 3 is less than 9.
That's true.
But I also have Pinot over here.
Yeah, it's not really doing anything to anybody.
Just outside the range of my capacitive discharge, as if Steve knew.
Yeah, actually you can see I calculated that down to the millimeter, as one does.
Yes, clearly you play this game that well. Or, you're just freaking
really
lucky.
Yeah, that's very true.
But I still have a Gatling gun.
Oh, I don't like that. I'm going to evade, because that is the smart thing to do.
Evading cost him an action point, which is what I wanted. And I'm going to do that again. If I can get him to spend a couple action points, that means that he probably won't have enough to try to blind me again. He probably has enough to infect me with a nanite spray attack, but the blinding is what I'm trying to avoid.
Wise move, my friend. Wise move. Okay, let's see. How's this Reaper doing? It looks like I've taken some punishment here. I'd like to get away from Bob, I think. And I believe my claws are the best possibility here.
Not sure Alice is going to survive a claw attack. She just spent all of her remaining action points dodging a plasma cannon. No, she lived. Her flamethrower did not.
Alright, well, still, she's doing okay. That's good.
Coward.
I can undo my movement here. Like, in this case, I actually think I want to get over here. Even though I'm going to risk an attack from Bob, I really want to be inside those ruins to take advantage of the healing effect. He's going to throw another grenade on us, which I am not super fond of. But
I don't want to hit Alice, so I think we're going to Now the reason why I'm balancing this, if those of you watching at home are curious why he's tapping around so much, is a couple things. One, Alice is getting some shielding from Darhasp, since the spray of the grenade isn't going to go through Darhasp. The other, though, is that the damage drops off from the center. Much like attacks, the damage of spray drops off over range, but with AoE, it's range from the center of the attack. So I'm going to drop the grenade there, I hope. 67% accuracy means that 1 in 3 times I'm going to miss. I did, and I only got Darhasp. I did not get Dartrill. So where did that land? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. That moved way over there.
So the danger of throwing a grenade in the forest is that it can occasionally bounce off a tree.
If you throw a grenade in the forest...
That's right.
Does it make any sound? The answer is yes, thanks to Rob Perez.
And you can see my unit Darhasp bumps into things, has a little bit of trouble maneuvering.
Well, I did just get hit by a grenade.
It just should be hit by a grenade. Sort of painful. But I'm really trying to take Alice out in this case.
You're not her type.
And unfortunately this time,
Well, that...
she wasn't quite so lucky.
Yeah, that slayed.
Oh, that's terrible. Terrible. And now I'm going to move back in, as I've poked my head out and did some damage, and end my turn. And I have 1 unit left, which is Pino. And I think Pino is going to come over here. And,
Yeah, hit your own units. Do it, do it!
it's tempting. It wouldn't be the first time, to be honest. But actually my motivation is even more sinister, which is to try and block Jeremy from getting into the ruins.
Clever, clever. So I kind of have to get into the ruins this round, given the fact that Steve has ended last round. I think what I'm going to first do is see if I can use my sting to clear a path.
Uh-oh. I don't like the sound of that.
So in this case, I'm going to spend the 3 action points for the higher potential damage.
Okay.
See if I can take out Dartrill.
Come on, Dartrill, you could... Oh, my movement!
Well, that's the last thing that I wanted to damage.
Alright, well, I'm not going anywhere. You've accomplished that. But I actually, with 2 burning effects on me, I don't know that I have much of a chance here.
Yeah, but I got to get Bob in there. Although, Bob is... Well, actually, Bob's doing okay. Bob's infected, but not dead yet. But I have a feeling Bob is going to start eating plasma soon.
That is my hope. So I'm going to, yeah. So my goal right now is to eliminate Bob. This unit back here, Bilbo, the Sting, is quite potent, but it's very, very slow. So he's not going to make it to the mountain in time to claim it if I can just take out Bob.
Evade, evade, evade. Okay, I like the miss.
All right, well, unfortunately that there's a lot of valuable action points that I just chewed through. But I will get myself in a little better position to take a clear shot at you next time.
All right, he's got a stack of units there.
Yes.
Now, we all remember I've got my power jump, but the range on my power jump is not enough
Clear those units.
to clear those units. But maybe if I can find the right angle. Oops. See, this is where collision. There we go. Okay. And now I want to go in this direction. And I'm not quite in yet, but let's find out if I can make it in with a power jump.
Clever. Very clever.
Okay.
Thought I had you this round.
Well, you might, because I am highly vulnerable now.
It's true, and that stalker's looking a little hungry up there.
Yeah, I mean, basically I just moved myself smack in front of the stalker's cannon, which on the overall list of wise moves is not there. I did save an action point, though.
That's good. You're going to need it.
Didn't help.
Not enough, though.
All right. Now that's going to be your game, Steve.
Yeah, it was a worthy attempt, though.
Yeah. I made it in, but you have to be in there at the end of the round.
Yes, and I'm going to... that Reaper can't move. Just gonna secure this area here, just in case.
Insult to injury. And now I'm just going through and... Oh. I guess I have one more turn to go. Oh, I guess maybe I did manage to reset it.
You did, I think.
Okay. Well,
you don't really have much choice but to try and...
I may as well, but first...
You may as well take a shot.
First, we're gonna... not gonna throw away my shot.
Oh my goodness. Well, I am definitely going to evade because...
All right.
Oh,
I killed something.
Well done.
Except I just made a really stupid move.
How so?
That was super stupid. I had 3 action points. I just spent all of them on my autocannon. Now I can't unembed.
Oh no!
That was really dumb of me. Oops.
But it was, you got me.
Yeah, at least I took you out.
Yes.
Oh well.
All right. And knowing that I think I've got this one, I'm just going to end my unit's turns here. So you can quickly go through and pass, which is essentially what I'm doing. And you can see
there we go.
a bunch of strange healing. And victory. Excellent game, Jeremy.
Good game, Steve. Oh well.
So keeping track of your action points
Yeah,
is even more important than keeping track of your opponent's action points.
lesson learned, kids. Lesson learned.